Welcome to Mindful Design Feng Shui School. We are Laura Morris and Angie Cho. We're the co-founders of Mindful Design Feng Shui School. We hope these videos will inspire, educate, and empower you to create mindful spaces that transform and resonate with you. Today's episode is a question from our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is called Your Feng Shui Journey, so you can join that if you have some questions. There's a group of people, and we try to select useful questions to answer on our blog and YouTube channel. So this one actually comes from Laurel Chavez, and she asks us she'd like any tips in creating a balance in design with a metal personality and a fire personality. She says, my husband likes a clean, minimalist style, but she finds it somewhat cold, empty, and lacking warmth. So, Laura, take it away.
Okay, so what she's asking, what Laurel is asking about and speaking about is that people have different types of elemental energy, to put it sort of simplistically. So there are the 5 elements, and through different methods and sort of understanding the elements, you can understand what somebody might be more like. So for instance, she's brought up two examples. So one is a metal personality and one is a fire personality. And the 5 elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, water. So fire is, when you think of a fire, it's a lot of energy, it's warmth, it's generous, it's loving, it's also kind of here and there and all over. And a metal energy is colder. Metal is cold, contracting. It is about keeping things not necessarily minimalist, although that's part of it, but keeping things essential. So yes, when you're contracting, you're pulling things in. Metal people can be ones that are able to, organize, but also get rid of things. They can get rid of things much more easily. They don't need to hold on to things as much. So clearing clutter is quite easy for a person that has a lot of metal in them. As a fire person, it might be a little more difficult. As an earth person, it's incredibly difficult. So, each of these elements, and people have this sort of makeup. Now, nobody's 100% of one thing. So there's mixes. And so what Laurel is saying is, so her husband is very metal. So he likes things, I'm going to assume orderly, organized, but also minimalist. So he doesn't like a lot of things around. And she finds it cold and not particularly warm. As a fire person, they like warmth, obviously. So another thing too, nuances, is that fire actually melts metal. So there's a clash there as well. So by him trying to bring more metal into a relationship, this is sort of interesting that she's finding it a little bit frustrating. So that's a whole nuance there. But what I would say from a design standpoint, which is what she's asking for, so let's go back to the basic properties of these elements. So for instance, fire, you can bring an element into a space through 3 ways, just to put it simply. One would be the actual material. So, a fire, so a fireplace, candles, even light bulbs, electrical, animals are fire. The other way would be bringing it in with color. So reds are the easiest, most straightforward way. Oranges as well, and real bright, vibrant oranges. And the shape is another way. So triangles. And actually, in the School of Feng Shui that Angie and I practice in the Mindful Design School, shape is actually the most powerful way to bring it in, except for in the case of red color. That color supersedes everything. So in this case, if she wanted to bring in a design way, you could bring in the shape of triangles. You could bring in color red or oranges, and without it being cluttered. So, not saying that you need to add a whole bunch of things to make it feel warmer. You can do it through color. So I think, if you can get creative with how you design your space, maybe talk to your husband a little bit about this, because I think that there's something deeper there, which unfortunately in this little Q&A, we don't have time to dive deeper in. But actually, this is a really good example of how a Feng Shui practitioner can work with you and help you. Because these nuances, these things that come up, these patterns, it might be interesting to explore this further and see where else this is in your household. So I hope that helps. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Laura. And thank you all for watching this episode from Mindful Design Feng Shui School. If you like this episode, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to dive deeper into the world of Feng Shui and mindful design, please visit us at mindfuldesignschool.com.